Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Jay's Fifth Down Podcast. I am your host Jay, and here today are the guys from Against the Call. We got them back on here, Nick and Mike. Glad to have them back on the show. We're gonna be talking a lot of good stuff. So thank you guys for coming back on.
Of course, Jay. Of course.
Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about today, guys. So like I mentioned, we're going to discuss the SEC and the 8-game schedule for 2024, and also the expanded playoff we'll also see, and then we'll get into where DeAndre Hopkins might go. That's been a question going around lately, like where's he going to go? Mike's like, come on, please come to the Patriots.
I think we all know where he's going. Patriots.
Don't know. Nobody knows. And we'll get into some other stuff. But how you guys doing?
Doing great, Jay. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. You know, Jay. I'm
yeah. We know Jay. He's looking fresher by the day. Man. Like, new hairstyle.
Yeah. Hey,
got a new look going on, y'all. Keep checking out his content.
Got to be fresh. But yeah, so SEC. And what do you guys think about this? You know, I'm not too big a fan of this, but give me your thoughts on this 8-game schedule.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as rivalries are locked in for specific teams, which I think they are, there's going to be, 3 set rivalries that'll happen every year, which has already been happening for a while now. But the thing that hurts me the most about this, which I think is what you're playing into, is just like the divisions. Like, there's no more divisions anymore. It's going to be the top 2 teams in the SEC will play each other in SEC championship. That's stupid. Like, we shouldn't go to this point where it's like that. But it's going to be something we just have to adapt to and, like, get used to it again. I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes happening this entire decade. I mean, the changes are going to start just this next year. And the SEC, it sucks that it's coming to this. Oklahoma and Texas, you can thank them for screwing everything up in the college football world. But, like, that's just what it is. I mean, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. But I know that as long as the SEC schedule like stays competitive, I mean, there will be more games that we can play against our regular SEC opponents rather than people coming at us for scheduling like cupcake schedules. You know what I mean? So hopefully that becomes a thing. But either way, what are your thoughts, Jay?
I mean, I agree with you. Pretty much the same thoughts there. It's again. That way, you won't have to hopefully play as many of those little soft games, those cupcake games, like Georgia has on their schedule. A lot of them this year coming up. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting. I mean, they're definitely trying to, college football. They're trying to, bring more to it, and then they expand the playoff. I mean, we'll see how that goes. Texas and Oklahoma, though.
Yeah,
I don't want them there, but
I don't even think Texas and Oklahoma will be great in the SEC at all. I mean, Oklahoma's already in a rebuilding phase. I mean, Texas would be the most likely to do it, but that's only if Arch Manning does his thing. And I mean, I think that he's a little overrated. I'm not going to say he's bad, but I think he's just a tad bit overrated because of what comes with his last name. I think he has a good shot there to develop. I mean, Texas is a great school for quarterbacks. I mean, look at Vince Young. I mean, he played great at Texas as a quarterback. They molded him into this Heisman contending quarterback, and then he gets to the league, and I mean, it's just like, he does a little good here and there on the Titans, but then he kind of fell off. I mean, Texas has that ability. They're both great and marketable franchises to join the SEC, and that's why we have them on. They're not even Southeast though. I mean, let's talk about that for a second. It's a Southeastern Conference, and they're not even Southeast. I mean, I get it. It's for the money. All these conferences. I mean, we could talk about super conferences because it might very well be a thing. I don't know if the NCAA will allow it, but it could be. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens here, Jay. But as far as the playoff expansion goes, I'm all for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm the same way with the 8-game. I'm more like intrigued about it. Like, I want to see how it goes before I make my decision on when it first happens. But with the expansion for the playoffs, that's what I'm really excited about. It's giving these teams and other conferences that won't make it over this SEC teams, but now they're going to have a chance. They can actually win a national championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that it's took this long for this to happen. I mean, you've had the NCAA tournament that has 64 teams or 68 teams, however many it is, going against each other year after year. And then you also have NFL playoffs. I mean, think of all the playoffs that have been expanded. And then the college football world just got 4 teams in 2014, something like that, 2013. I mean, that's crazy. And we're just now going to 12 teams. They've already talked about expanding it to 16 in a few years after, see however it goes. But I mean, if we get 12 teams, I'm wearing my school that I go to, UCF. They're the whole reason for this. I'm just going to say that. They made a big stink about it. And then next thing you know, Cincinnati, one of those American Conference teams, makes it to the playoff. And now we have 12-team playoffs. I mean, like Michael said, it's going to give these smaller guys a chance. And me and you both know, Jay, any given Saturday, anything can happen.
That's right.
Anything. I mean, just look at this past year. People had at Texas A&M super high up in the preseason polls. We see where they ended up at. I mean, they lost to North Texas. I mean, these things are going to happen all the time. Underdogs are going to come in. The top dogs are going to have that kind of mentality that they're going to come in there and beat the little guys. But it doesn't always happen on Saturdays, so I'm excited for this playoff.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about money at the end of the day, and it's going to be interesting to say the least. SEC man just means more. We all know that, but and again, no, for anybody to ask, they're not paying me to say that. But no, I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, and see get some of these other teams a chance that might get in. I mean, teams like, who knows, maybe you see for FSU, we don't know. That might make a run. So these next couple of years, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be the last normal year, Jay, so we got to buckle in because, I mean, this is going to be the last time SEC's on CBS. This is going to be the last time a 14 playoff. Got to get used to everything. I mean, changes always happen. Change is always going on, especially in college football. It's just this is the first change I've had to experience myself because, before that, it was just Missouri and Texas A&M joined the SEC. That was pretty much it. But now it's all going to be changing. So I don't know. But either way, I doubt anybody that's listening is a USF fan. But if you are a USF fan, you are not going to get into any big conference. So don't even try it. Don't even think that.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. I don't for sure. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I haven't heard people talking about Colorado possibly going to another conference.
Colorado and Arizona. They're talking about going to the Big 12. And they're saying that it's very likely to happen. They're saying that they could make an agreement by the end of this month to both join. And that's all just money. Pac-12, they're losing a lot of money. These teams are seeing that the Big 12 and SEC and Big 10 are giving big contracts for TV providers and stuff like that. So Pac-12 and ACC, they're struggling right now. And that's why they're talking about super conferences. So it's all just going to depend on the NCAA. If they're going to give more money to these conferences and try and work things out to keep them alive, then yeah. But I'm kind of worried about the future of college football. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, man, all I know is I am an 18-time national champion. So that's all I know. So I'm looking to add to that, okay, with the Crimson Tide. So hopefully we get back on the saddle. But switching gears here, guys, to the NFL. D-Hop, bro, we all know he's gone. He got cut by the Cardinals. Everybody's wondering where he's going to go. People mentioned the Bills, the Chiefs, of course. Some mentioned the Browns. Where do you guys think he's going to go? And where do you think is the best place for him to go?
Patriots, best place, best option for him. We are going to the Super Bowl if he goes to the Patriots. Heard it here first.
This is off topic, but I was just realizing this yesterday. Patriots have the all gritty team. All gritty team. Yeah, I mean, they got Gesicki, Mac Jones,
We get sturdy with it. We clean over here.
Wow. Okay, we'll see if y'all are clean with that schedule that record next season. But yeah,
Bill Belichick, he got it. Give us a good wide receiver one, DeAndre Hopkins, winning the division.
Dude, good, bro. No, you're not. Okay, that's crazy. He's just not. He's putting on a show for you guys. But in reality, who do you think other than the Patriots?
Other than the Patriots,
Because that's not going to happen.
because it will happen. I mean, I would like to see him go back to the Texans. I would like to see him go back to the Texans. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be cool to see him go back.
Okay, where he might go. Now, this has kind of been thrown around. I don't know if it's really possible. There's not a whole lot of rumors as to where he's going to go. It's more of just chat. It's more of like, oh, he'll go here, he'll go there. I think that a dark horse contender to get him is the Browns. He's talked about playing with Deshaun Watson again. Deshaun Watson's talked about him like making a little reunion there to happen. It's all just talk again, but I mean, it's a very likely possibility. I mean, it could happen if they free up some contract, get some like money going in to pay him that salary, but I think it's possible. As far as like Chiefs and Bills go, those teams are always going to get thrown around. Either one of those teams could benefit, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're still going to the playoffs with or without D-Hop and still winning their conference or their divisions. So they don't really need D-Hop. I know that it would both help them out. I mean, but then with the Bills, if you're going that route, you're going to have a little controversy as to who to throw to all the time. You got Diggs, and then you got D-Hop. I mean, that's going to take a lot of receptions and yards down from Diggs. Diggs is already pretty pissed off. If y'all remember the last time he stormed out of that locker room, things are all chill now. He's vibing with the Jewish community as I saw, so which I love that.
I don't see him going to the Bills.
I don't see it happening.
I don't think the Bills would want to do that because they don't want to start a controversy with Diggs. Diggs is their guy. They don't need him. They have Gabe Davis, Diggs. Their wide receiver room is good, and they have a Super Bowl team already. So why spend more? I mean, obviously it's DeAndre Hopkins. Like, he's arguably one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
But you want to potentially lose Diggs after this because you're starting a controversy between two wide receivers. You're going to have to lose all this money paying DeAndre Hopkins. Like, you don't really
and then
have
still
it.
not win a Super Bowl.
And still not win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. Like, why? I mean, yeah, and D-Hop is still good. Like, this guy he's still good. I mean, no, he's not a blazer, but I mean, the hands and the route running, the technique, like he's still good, and so whoever gets him is getting a great player. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to either go, maybe to the Browns or possibly the Ravens.
The Ravens, yeah, I have seen stuff about that.
It could happen. Now, of course,
after that Lamar contract, I don't know.
Yeah, probably cap wise, but wishful thinking. I mean, but like I know here in Atlanta, of course, every time something like this happens, all these fans here, like, oh, we're gonna get D-Hop, let's go get D-Hop. Like, I think I'm probably one of the only few realistic Falcons fans in this city, in this state, because they did it with Lamar, did it with they're doing it with D-Hop, so I'm like, come on.
Now, could you see him being a good fit on the Lions?
The Lions actually would make sense, and you're going to miss Jameson Williams for a few games because of the suspension. So they're going to need a receiver, and him and Amon-Ra. I mean, man, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Those two would be nice. I mean, so it could happen possibly. I mean, Detroit, that's another sleeper. We'll see. Yeah, but the Texans, though, if he went back to the Texans, oh my gosh, man, that would be crazy. But we'll see what happens. So moving on, guys, the NFL is now investigating another gambling suspension situation here with Isaiah Rodgers from the Colts. So we're probably gonna get another suspension for gambling. Yeah, like, you guys heard about this, right? Nick, Mike, you there? Yo. Hey, guys. Okay, Nick and Mike left us here for a second. Hopefully they'll come back in. Guys, they're back. Nick and Mike are back, so thank you guys for rejoining us here on Planet Earth. So moving on, the NFL and is investigating another gambling situation with Isaiah Rodgers from the Colts. This came out yesterday. So here we are again. What we thinking, guys? What's going on?
They need to learn to use bookies correctly.
Yeah,
That's what they need.
They just need to learn. But he's probably going to face like Calvin Ridley, like a 1-year suspension. It's probably what's going to happen at the end of the day. However, I think that's way too long for gambling.
Yeah.
I think you should be like maybe half season at most.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we're talking about players out here that I hate to say it, but players out here that have like beat their spouse or something like that, and then they get suspended like
5 games,
like crazy low suspensions compared to a year. Then you're gonna go out here and gamble.
Deshaun Watson didn't even get a full year.
Yeah, he got 12 games. Well, at first it was gonna be 6, if you remember that too, and then everybody made an uproar about it. But that's the thing, though. I mean, we're talking about gambling. I mean, we're talking about some of these players are betting on themselves too. So I mean, it's more of just like kind of like a confidence thing, you know. And I respect that part. But I mean, it's just to the point where the suspensions are too long. We need to address it. This is a real issue going on in the NFL. It's been popping up everywhere. They don't know how to use bookies correctly, but maybe this is just a thing that has come out in the light and needs to be addressed. I mean, this needs to. I don't have a firm stance on gambling in general in sports because I don't think that players should bet on games in their own league. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's still legal. Like, it's a legal thing that anybody can do in certain states. So it's more of just, I don't know where the commissioner should go with it. He's probably going to do something stupid, of course, because it's Roger Goodell. But I think that, I don't know. I think that what happened to Calvin Ridley is unfair. What's going to happen to Isaiah Rodgers is going to be unfair. But we just need to address it. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I find it funny because the NFL, they act all, strict about this, but they're also like kind of promoting it at the same time. Like they're promoting, you see all these DraftKings commercials, and all these like this FanDuel, like, come on, join FanDuel. It's like so you're promoting gambling, but when it comes to the players, like it's like these you act like it's just this, like they're like they're killing somebody, right? Like it's so bad. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny that you bring that up. Yeah, it's everywhere. All these. What's Terry Bradshaw saying? That's basically betting. I mean, you're doing whatever to figure out the right score to win $1 million or whatever that is. I mean, what are your thoughts, Mike? I don't even know.
Do you think they came and used like Prize Picks? Because technically that's like fantasy stuff. So would they be allowed to do that?
Probably not. No, because I mean it's still gambling.
Yeah,
it's still sports betting. So no,
I just don't think it should be a year suspension or more. That's kind of insane. Just because you placed a bet on something.
I think that as more people get caught for doing it, as the time goes on, there will probably be either stricter restrictions on like betting and stuff like that, or we could get to the point where it's legal in sports, which that could cause more issues than I think a lot of people realize. So again, if you're an NFL player watching this, because a lot of NFL players watch Jay's Fifth Down,
that's right.
We already know that. If you're watching, just use the bookie correctly. I mean, people have been using bookies across the nation for a long time. Yeah. So, I mean, and that's the thing though. If these players are getting called doing it, Isaiah Rodgers is getting called doing it, there's like 50 other players on the same team that are probably doing the same thing.
Then when he gets in the locker room, you got caught.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and Isaiah Rodgers is a guy that he's important to the Colts defense. So that's that's a blow, right
Yeah.
there. I mean, people don't understand stuff like even like same thing with Jameson Williams. Like you're losing your one of your star receivers for a lengthy amount of time. It's like so. We'll see what happens with it, but yeah, Calvin Ridley will be back next year. And we play against the Jaguars next season.
Oh, a little reunion
So
there.
I'm looking forward to that. AJ Terrell and Calvin Ridley out there.
Oh yeah.
Will be fun to watch.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But crazy times, guys. Crazy times. I just want football to be football, man. Like, just
Yeah.
I miss the old football.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah. Guys, we have a new segment here that we're introducing on Jason Down. All in or all out. So we got two things here we're gonna do, but I'm gonna get you guys' thoughts whether you're all in or all out. First off, Anthony Richardson. All right, Nick, Mike, are you all in or are you all out?
This has got to be a firm stance here, right? You're all in or all out.
Just like,
Dude, do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
I'm all out, dude. I'm all out. And coming from a Tennessee fan, I'm all out.
I'm gonna go all in. We're gonna go
course
all in
you
on this
are.
one.
I respect it though. We got a little have a little debate here. Okay, so his first ever collegiate play was a fumble. And that's going to be his first ever NFL play too. I think that Anthony Richardson, and now don't get me wrong, I did say all out because that's the segment. I do think that he has a very high ceiling. I think that he could be Josh Allen type a thrower. He has Lamar Jackson type running ability. But it all comes down to just how he's going to develop. And I mean, let's look at Colts quarterbacks. The best one that we've had in the past decade-ish was Andrew Luck. And man had to retire because he got hit so much by his offensive line. So, I mean, the Colts are known to, have these older kind of quarterbacks like they had with Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan. And, that's kind of been their thing. But now they have a new young guy. We'll see how it goes. He's a pick throwing machine, though. If you look back at his days at Florida, weren't that great. The only reason that he went so high in the draft is because of the combine. His combine ability, I mean, everybody looks back at Josh Allen throwing that deep ball, and that's why his draft stock went up. Let's think about Zach Wilson. He had that amazing throw at his BYU camp, and now look at him.
Yeah.
That could be the same thing with Anthony Richardson. I mean, it's time to and I am a firm believer in not, throwing too much dirt on quarterbacks before they even play a game, let alone play an entire season. I mean, I need to see how he does his first season. That determines a lot about him and also about his surrounding cast. But I think that from what I've seen from college, being an SEC fan, Tennessee fan in general, also being a UCF fan, we beat him in the Gasparilla Bowl. There's not much there. I mean, we're talking about a whole nother level of football. So if you're listening to me in the comments already coming at me for that, I understand it's two different levels. But I mean, if he can make that many bad reads in college, if he stays with that same mentality, he's not going to transition in the NFL that well. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
But
Well, with this one for me, it's kind of a hard situation to go firmly all in or all out because of the situation he was put in. Personally, I think the Colts wasn't the best team for him to go to. I thought if he went to the Seahawks, he would have been great. He would have been behind Geno Smith for a year or two. He would have learned from him. In my opinion, he was the most talented quarterback in this draft this year. Not the best, but I think he could be the most talented. Like you said, with his speed, his strength, his way to get out of the pocket. It's really good. But he's being put into a Colts team that hasn't been the best this past few years. He's going to be most likely a starter week one. Do I think he should be a starter week one? No, I think they should start Gardner Minshew week one, honestly, for a couple weeks so he can learn the way of the NFL. But I think his ceiling is either going to be, like you said, really good or really bad. There's no in between, in my opinion. And I'm leaning towards he'll be really good just because I want to go against you, honestly. But I'll be really interested to see how he does.
yeah, me too. And I mean, I have nothing against, guys with raw talent. I mean, he has raw talent. I'm excited to see what he does. But, Jay, I got to ask a question, man.
What's up?
Who's the greatest Florida quarterback in the NFL that you know? I can't name you one because I mean, let's look at,
did win a playoff game,
and then what happened?
He lost, but he won a playoff game,
and then he was booted, bro. It's like
I can't name one. The last great Florida quarterback I saw in the NFL. He was in the NFL. He left the NFL and came back to be a tight end, like 2 plays. So like, yeah, Florida quarterbacks, bro. I don't know, man. I mean, hey, now Kyle Trask. We'll see.
We don't know. We can't say anything about him.
I mean,
at this point,
possible we see 2 Florida quarterbacks as starters this year. Possibly.
I think Baker's going to win. I mean, but it's very level. Then that's not good. So, I mean, yeah. I'm personally, for me, I'm all in on Anthony Richardson because he's, like you guys mentioned, he's just raw. He's got the talent. Of course, he needs to learn the way of the NFL, like Mike said. But he's under Shane Steichen, who he's got a good offensive mind, and I think he's going to put him in a good position there in Indy. And from what I hear from OTAs, he's been looking pretty good. So. But then again, yeah, you're throwing on air. We'll see when week 1 comes. But yeah, I'm all in. So.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens when the pressure hits.
Yeah, pressure. Yes, he'll get a lot of it with the Colts.
Yeah.
But our next part of this segment is the Jets. Jets hype. Are we all in or all out on that?
Ooh. Like you give us hard ones. Like the firm on.
I love it.
I am, as a Patriots fan, I'm very worried about the Jets because of Aaron Rodgers, obviously. We all know what Aaron Rodgers can do. But a lot of people are saying they're not going to be that good. They think this is way overhyped. However, I'm going to go all in with them because it's Aaron Rodgers. He has a great team around him. He has Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and that defense, top 5 easily, arguably top 3 defense in the league. And there's no reason they shouldn't be bad. Like, we're being totally honest. There's no reason they should be bad.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Mike. I'm all in on the Jets. Now, whenever I say I'm all in on the Jets, I'm not saying they're going to sweep the playoffs through, make it to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying all that, but I will say the only real kind of thing I've heard against the Jets is it's the Jets. And they've said the coaching. But you got to realize Aaron Rodgers is practically Tom Brady when it comes to coaching. He's going to make some of his own calls. So if you're going to blame it on Robert Saleh, I mean, you should blame some of the stuff on Aaron Rodgers this upcoming season if stuff goes bad. I mean, the Jets were already doing pretty decent when they were starting, that whole QB carousel. I mean, they were doing all right, but then they ended up losing 5 straight games or however many it was. Don't quote me on that, but it was a few straight. And I mean, that really hurt them in their playoff chances. They could have went to the playoffs last year with a QB carousel. So now they've finally got the one missing piece, which is Aaron Rodgers, one of the, top quarterbacks of our time. He's a little old now, but I mean, he still was pushing with a really bad Packers team last year to make the playoffs. And now he's got, like Mike mentioned, top 3 defense maybe next season supporting him. And then at the same time, you got Breece Hall coming back, who could have been a top 5 running back last season if he didn't get injured as a rookie, which is crazy to say. So now he's going to be back and better than ever, hopefully, after he's gotten healthy. And I'm excited to see what this Jets team does. I'm excited for them to go 2-0 against the Patriots and, maybe even come second in the division. Who knows?
That's not going to happen. The Patriots will win 1 game against them at least. It always happens. They're not going
to flip it.
I don't know, man.
Flip it. God, I'm standing by that.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. So you guys are all in on the Jets.
What about you?
I got to be the oddball here, man. I'm all out. Again, bro, like the Jets, like I just don't know. I got to see. They got Aaron Rodgers. Breece Hall's coming back. Garrett Wilson's going to take a big leap too. I mean, he had a great rookie year or so. But another thing that's concerning me is the offensive line. They have injury issues too. Mekhi Becton, he was supposed to be this huge pick for them, and he's been missing a lot of time too. So hopefully he can come back healthy. But other than that, I just don't. I don't know, man. It's the Jets. I'm all out. So
I also another thing I'm just sitting here thinking about. There's a lot of playoff droughts ending, especially these past few years, and the Jets are one of the only few left that have not made the playoffs in a long time. This could be the year. I think this could be the year.
Okay, all right. So Nick and Mike have spoken. The Jets are gonna shock the world. Go to the Super Bowl and win.
Okay, never said that.
I don't think it was.
But yeah. So I mean, hey, we'll see what happens. But I am secretly kind of rooting for them though. I do. It would be nice to see them do really good. Because it's the Jets. They just need it. I mean, just for the morale of that franchise, they need something.
And their team's likable. There's not anybody on there that I don't like. Like, I think that Sauce Gardner is one of my favorite cornerbacks in the league. And that's coming from a UCF fan. UCF has beef with Cincinnati, but I mean, that dude is locked down. I mean, it clamps all day. I mean, I love it. I love his game, and this Jets team, like you said, Jay, let's get their morale up. I feel bad for them. Like, they'll probably become annoying in a few years if they do good, but let's root for them now.
They definitely will. We see the Giants fans, and they're mid. The Giants are mid, and you see these New York fans.
Yeah, well, the Jets are like the little brother of the Giants, so.
Still New York.
Still New York. Yeah. Still
That's
New
fair.
York. Jets are gonna jet. Is that what they say? Jets are gonna jet.
Yeah,
they're gonna jet.
But no, I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens with them. But moving on though, like I talked to you guys before we got on the show, ex-USFL president, he is now starting a spring league for high school football players. It's going to start next year. It's going to run from April 9th to May 24th. And basically a chance for them to get, tape out there, like show colleges what they got. What do you guys think about it?
I think that this is great. Like, I think that it is probably the best thing for high school sports in a long time. I think it's the best thing for high school sports since TV and YouTube was made for people to see highlight reels.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to get the best of the best, most likely, to join this league. And even if it isn't the best of the best, this gives a shot to high school kids that are trying to, get over that hump. Maybe they're at D2 and then they're trying to get D1. And this could be the perfect thing. I mean, this league that he makes, I mean, they should make a lot of teams. It'd be cool if it was televised. I doubt that it will be. I think they'll probably have some live streams or something out there. But I think that it's great. You're going to be rooting for kids that you go to high school with. Maybe they could even get some NIL stuff out there for these guys, get them going. The possibilities and opportunities are endless for this. I think that it's great. You can make jokes about the USFL president doing it because the USFL hasn't been successful in its past with that guy. But, he has a great mindset. I actually love it. Very creative. And I know that me and Jay saw this earlier today, Mike, and I'm excited. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I am too. It's really cool. It's going to give these young guys a chance to show their talent to colleges. And like you said, with the USFL president, it's not going to, like, the USFL wasn't going to really pass when the NFL already and the XFL and all these. But this is a really big chance to do really well for the younger players, high school players. And I think it'll carry on for years to come.
Yeah, it's a whole new market. It's an entirely new market where nothing has ever been explored this broadly with high school sports. I mean, you're garnering in a new audience of people that want to, see how these guys do, see how they fare up. Maybe one of them's committed to your college, so this is a better way of seeing them rather than looking at their high school tape, where they could be going against some Joe Blow that has one win. You can see them going against guys that actually are skilled at their same talent. I mean, this to me reminds me of just IMG. Like, this looks like maybe IMG on TV, on stream, which I'm excited for. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great chance for these guys to, again, show what they can do against top talent across the country, and it's you know, I mean, it's going to be 6 weeks, you know, so it's not going to be long, but it just I think it's a good time to just, you know, for these guys to compete and, you know, again, show themselves to colleges, you know, like you said, they can mean try to elevate some of those offers, you know, different levels, different divisions. So it'll be interesting. And now they have released where these teams will be. So they're gonna have a team in Atlanta, yes sir. Um, Cleveland, Dallas, Houston, New Jersey, New Orleans, L.A., Miami. You see a lot of big market cities: Phoenix, San Diego, San Francisco, and Tampa, Florida. So
Hey,
Tampa.
let's go.
it's interesting. I like this. This is good. It'll be really interesting. So,
Yeah. I think that the idea itself is great because we live in like such a world that where everything is based on what you see on social media, TV. Everything is influencer based. So these guys are going to get a head start from where college athletes are right now to get their name out there and to get their brand out there. Because I know brand is a big thing with everybody these days. Who you are, what you stand for, you know, your personality, your name in general. So I'm all for it. Tampa's got a team. Me and Mike got to slide to Atlanta for years. Maybe there's a little matchup. We can meet halfway.
No Boston teams. So, I mean, I can root for the same team as you.
Of course, dude. Please don't make a Boston team.
Yeah, no, we're good on that. No Boston teams. You
know why they don't?
Enough fans already.
Yeah, they don't have a Boston team because those parents are probably get really rowdy out there. That's probably why.
We're just passionate.
Right. We'll call it that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I really like it. It's interesting. I mean, it's good. You know, of course, it's a money move. You know, but we'll see how it does. But it will be happening next year. So won't have to wait too long to see it happen there. But guys, to finish out the show here, you know, we got our wild card segment, of course, and for you guys, favorite all-time action movie. So Nick, Mike, give me your all-time action movie.
Man.
Okay, I'm going to go with one of my favorite movies of all time, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Best Star Wars movie of all time. There's no denying it. And there has everything in it. Everything. For an action movie.
Yeah. Pretty solid action movie. I mean, you could go any different route with action movies. But you know what? Give me Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2.
We go in franchises.
Yeah. We'll stick with the bigger franchises here. I mean, that battle with Voldemort and what was the Death Eaters? Yeah, that was fire.
I mean, there's also a movie called like The American Sniper's good, Hacksaw Ridge. Those are all those like military war movies are all good.
Also, got to throw in the Top Guns.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so hard to pick best action movie of all time.
Yeah, but I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I'm sticking with mine. What about you, Jay?
Of course, so I got to go with the John Wick franchise. That's just number one for me. I love some John Wick. Okay, you know, and I say maybe a close second there. Yeah, Top Gun. You know, I saw the newer one. You know, last year it was good. Yeah, I mean, honorable mention: Central Intelligence. Dwayne Johnson, very funny. You guys, if you haven't seen that, please watch it.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you've actually watched that one?
Okay, yes, I've seen that movie. Yes, and another one I have seen, 21 Jump Street. Honorable mention.
Yes, also hilarious. Channing Tatum. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So those are mine. Yeah, those are some great picks.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, Harry Potter. Yeah,
You don't like Harry Potter?
Yeah.
I gotta be different for the viewers.
Hey, that's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just kidding. It is solid. I don't know why that popped in my head, but it did, and I'm rolling with
I have
it.
to say that wasn't the best movie though. You could have like Goblet
Out
of
of
Fire.
there. Well, yeah, but I feel like Part 2 of Deathly Hallows was the most action packed.
Yeah, it was. It was.
That was a whole like new Wizarding War. I mean, let's come on, guys.
Yeah, I agree. Guys, that's going to wrap us up for Jay's Fit Down today. Thank you guys, Nick and Mike of Against the Call, joining us on the podcast. Great crossover here, like we like to do here on Jay's Fit Down. So make sure you guys check out their show. They always just kill it every time, you know. And of course, yeah, check them out. Nick, Mike, tell them where they can find you guys.
Man, just at Against the Call on everything, I think. Yeah,
everything.
at Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, the YouTube, everything. It's just at Against the Call. We got lucky with that name. Thank you.
Even Facebook.
Even Facebook for all you, you know, if you're a millennial or, you know, maybe a baby boomer and you're watching this and you want to check us out, we're on Facebook as well. But yeah, and thank you so much for having us on, Jay. I mean, it's always an honor to come on. We love watching your stuff. And guys, if you're listening, Jay has been killing it. He's talking about us killing it. We've been kind of slacking. I mean, we had to move down to one show a week, but Jay is putting out like 4 or 5 a week. I can't even keep up, man. I'm gonna need a binge just for Jay. So make sure you guys are just leaving a like on all his videos and sharing it. He's killing it for sure.
Yeah, man. We got, you know, we got to keep it going, man. You know, it's every day, man. That's what we do. You know, so
Every day, bro.
yeah. But it's a pleasure talking with you guys always. You know, you bring some type of just, I don't know, man. The energy you guys bring is just awesome. It's just like, you know, Mike and his Boston teams, and Nick counting on him for that, and then Nick and his UCF. So, you know, so it's fun, good times.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
We're just feeding off your energy. That's all.
Yeah, I try to always put out my best energy, man. Always. So, but we'll see you guys next time. Mike, Nick, thank you again, and we will be talking, man. All right.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Of course.